Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Monster vs. Monster here on the D&D CR Exposed YouTube channel. My name's Andrew, host, commentator, monster battler, and just about everything else here for this week's episode of Monster vs. Monster. Ooh, that's a little loud for me, and probably a little loud for everyone else. I'm going to turn that down on computer's end, and I'm going to turn it down a little bit more on my end so I can hear what I'm saying. Okay, so what we got going on here today? We have another Monster vs. Monster episode of I believe this was another user or viewer submitted one of Seelie versus Unseeli. So we're back in the Feywilde once again, as per last week's episode. I believe it was with the Eladrin. Thank you. Yes, the Eladrin. And with the Eladrin taking down some more monsters, or it was Drow. No, it was Drow. That's right. Well, technically, they might be Fey as well. In any event, we had Drow versus monstrosities, and then the week before that, that was the Eladrin. A young group of CR6 Eladrins. Yes, thank you, Hair Doctor. And so this week we have our Seelie versus Unseeli, and unfortunately this is a slightly off-balanced match of 5 against 3. But whose side will actually be the leaders here? As I know, this little bugger down here is going to be quite a nasty one once they get into the fray here. Our Quickling. If you've seen my videos on the Quickling, you may know what to expect because this is an unmodified Quickling down here. So, what is going on? Why are these two sides battling? Well, as I put it in the description, I think this is an unsanctioned skirmish. Maybe the Unseeli, as they are, were kind of annoyed with what the Seelie court was doing and decided to, test the waters and see what the Seelie were up to. So the Unseeli are coming to do a quick little battle and probably going to do some other things. There we go. Brought the music back because apparently the media player updated and lost track of the loop, so it could repeat back to the beginning here. All right, there we go. We have some music again for the background. All right, with that all out of the way, let us, still very loud on our end. Is that the music or with my mic? And while I wait for that question, I will answer that question from Hair Doctor. We'll see what else is going on here. All right, so while I wait, yes, there are some Mythic Odysseys of Theros monsters in here. So the Alseid's monster down here. And let's see here. Yep. Oread is from Mythic Odysseys, and then the Naiad. Oh no, that technically is also from Mythic Odysseys. The music's loud. Okay. Let me turn that way down then. How about now, Hair Doctor? Is that better? Should be pretty low. It's like well into the green now and out of the yellow. All right, yeah. So technically, the Naiad here is also from Mythic Odysseys, but this is a Candlekeep Mysteries version as well. We have some more satyrs. Okay, cool. Some satyrs from Theros, and let's see here. Yeah, the Alseid as well. So yeah, pretty much all these monsters are from Mythic Odysseys, except for our Redcap and our Quickling down here. Now, the problem I was having is that there weren't a lot of Seelie, technically good or neutral Fey to pick from that I could fit into this with what I had picked for down here. So I had to go really low with the CR. I mean, I could have gone even lower to like CR 1 or 2 to draft this battle, but I wanted something kind of interesting, so I went with this. And this is what we got going on here. So let's take a look at our groups here. For the Seelie, as I explained before, we have a Naiad, CR2 with, let's see here, multi-attack of Psychic Touch, and a couple of things for spells. We have Phantasmal, which I probably won't be using, Hypnotic Pattern, which could come in handy, and Fly, which is also nice, and some Minor Illusions, which probably aren't going to be worthwhile. Then for our satyrs here, these guys are more than likely our archers, so they're going to be sticking in the back. They've got a Hail of Thorns, and they're CR2 as well. And then we have 2 Alseids, which are CR1 monsters, and they have a multi-attack feature, magic resistance, innate spellcasting, and a few spells of like Cure Wounds, Charm Person, which could potentially help, and a few other things here. So that's the three technical types of monsters going on here. Dual decks, MTG versus 5e. Yeah, it's just about, actually, ELG, just about. And over here for our Unseeli, we have ourselves a Redcap. I absolutely love these Redcaps. I used one in my Sunday Groups game and just had some hilarity with basically a cowboy-esque style Redcap, just hooting and hollering. It's quite fun. Multi-attack, Ironbound Pursuit, Wicked Sickle. The Iron Boot was my favorite part of the... Or not the Iron Boot, but there was like an attack with the Iron Boot that was hilarious. No spells, so this guy is just going to be 3 Wicked Sickle attacks. Yeah, the non-Monsters of the Multiverse version was the one I used, and it was hilarious. So many lulls. Then we also have the Quickling. This is the updated Quickling for Monsters of the Multiverse as well. Still has 3 dagger attacks, which is going to be a lot of damage. And they have the 120 feet movement, so, you know, they can really go. And then finally, for the technical leader of the Unseeli here, we have Fusilis, the Oread, and what does she have? She has a multi-attack, Hellish Rebuke. Oh, that's good to know, I only saw that. She can only do it once per day. Firebolt cantrip, Fiery Touch, and then some innate spellcasting as well of the Hellish Rebuke that we saw. Scorching Ray and Burning Hands, plus a bunch of Firebolts. So this could be pretty interesting to see what happens here. And that is the 2 sides there. The Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes. Awesome, Hair Doctor. I love it. Quickling. Gotta go fast. Yes, the Quickling is the Sonic the Hedgehog of the 5e universe, for sure. Okay, with our introductions out of the way, and actually I didn't do too many good introductions, we have our Satyrs, Grop and Maul, our Naiad, Fluvis, the I think that was the Oread, right? Yes, the Oread here is Fusilis, and then our 2, what were these, Alseids, Kailu, and Reuven, and Zeno, our little Quickling, and Aimer, our Redcap. So now that our introductions are out of the way finally, let's go ahead and jump into battle here by beginning combat and rolling some d20s for initiative. Yes, until you meet a Tabaxi monk. That's very true as well. I'm just speaking of what we have on the field here. I mean, 120 feet, and then you dash as well. 240 feet. I wonder how fast a Tabaxi monk could go. Anyways, rolling initiative. Here come the d20s, and we've got ourselves combat. So it looks like Zeno is going to be going first, with Kailu, Maul, Grop, Fusilis, Reuven, Fluvis, and then finally Aimer. I had a feeling Zeno would be going first, and I kind of wanted him to wait and kind of hold, because he can kind of go all over the place. So it felt kind of silly, but, you know, considering he has 120 feet, let's just go ahead and get into this. I mean, they can move up and then right on back. So, yeah, let's see what happens here. So he's going to follow the trail here. And let's see here. We got 120 feet. So many blue boxes that we can do. And they can also... Oh, wow. He could almost make it to this one in one round. All right, so let's go ahead and backtrack a little bit and get to someone a little closer. All right, 85 feet here. So he's going to come speeding on up. Look at him go. 85 feet there. And he's going to go in and just start the attacks right away. And just as a reminder, he should have, blurred movement. So attack rolls against the Quickling have disadvantage unless it's incapacitated. So our Quickling is coming in and is going to attack Maul right off the bat. And we're going to go ahead and make some melee dagger attacks here. 3 dagger attacks. Let's see what happens. Oh, the first attack is a miss of a 1, and total of 9. Attack number 2 is going to be an 11 base, total of 19, dealing 7 points of damage. And then the third and final attack is going to be a 15 base, total of 23, dealing 8 more points of slashing damage, or piercing damage, excuse me. And Maul is almost bloodied in the first opening round of combat. So we've already gone 85 feet. We have a whole bunch of speed that we can do. And Maul's going to go ahead and try and make an attack of opportunity here as Zeno goes and dashes away. Insert Sonic Unleashed. Exactly. Love it. Monsters with class levels variant rule go. Yeah, for real. Okay, Maul is going to go ahead and make an attack of opportunity here with the ram, since, you know, they've got ram horns. And we'll try to attack at disadvantage. So that's a miss right off the bat, so we don't even have to worry about the disadvantage here. And Maul misses with the attack. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then, let's put him back to normal. And then we were going to back up 85, where we went 85, so we have a little bit more to go. Let's see here. How many? Oh, it reset. Darn it. I hate it when it does that. So that'll be 90. Was that 90? 95, 100, 10. Yeah, so somewhere about there, and then just goes zipping off and ends its turn over there. So it's moved, it's attacked, and we move on to the next in order to go. Kailu is up next. 60 feet, base level 20, movement, plus dash, 120, plus the SOT, I think it was that Spirit of the Wind, another 180 feet, and Tabaxi can double that, so technically 360 feet in 6 seconds. With no magic items, I might add. Oof, that is quite fast. Thank you, Hair Doctor. Alright, Kailu is up next, and let's see here. We've got Calm Emotions, Lesser Restoration, Plant Growth, Cure Wounds, Charm Person, and Sleep. Well, technically, we don't have people here, so we can't use Charm Person, and Calm Emotions is kind of pointless, so let's see what we can do for attacks here. We have the Radiant Touch, and we have a multi-attack, and we also have Hide in Plain Sight. So, what do we have for this? This is a 5 foot, and that's about as far as I can go. And let's see here. Let's measure out. That's only 40 feet. What's our movement? Our movement is probably 30. Yeah, they can't make the touch frustratingly enough. So he's going to go ahead and move up 25 feet and then go on a dodge action. Okay. Kailu's on dodge, trying to chase after Zeno, who came up and just stabbed the heck out of Maul. Kailau the Alseid? Which one was... Yeah. No. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. You could say it like that. Yep. For sure, ELG. Alright. That is Kailu's turn. And we're going to end with that. And Maul's up next. And Maul, being annoyed that this blur came in, stabbed a couple times, and then ran away, is going to go ahead and draw their short bow and go in for a couple attacks. So we're going to go ahead and move up. And yeah, because of that whole blur, we have disadvantage on the attacks for any attacks right now. And we don't have any spells from them, so we're going to go ahead and let's see here. Hail of Thorns is kind of pointless because there's only the one combatant at the moment. So yeah, we'll do, what's it? 3 ram attacks or 3 short bow attacks. So it looks like 3 short bow attacks at disadvantage, unfortunately. All right, let's see what happens. All right, short bow. And I need disadvantage. There we go. And that's, oof, that is a miss. Badly missed Zeno with a total of 7 on that critical failure. Number attack here is going to be a base 11, total of 17. This time Zeno is hit and wounded with their first shot. Excuse me, second shot. And then the final attack is going to be a base 18 and misses Zeno. Luckily, they are super fast. Wayne Anonymous, welcome back. Shouldn't he try to put the Quickling to sleep? You would... Yeah, do we have sleep? No, I don't think we have... No, we don't have anything like that to put the... Oh, we do have sleep. Shoot, that's right. Good question. Alright. We could have done that. Well, we will go ahead and do that with the next Alseid that comes up. Thank you, Wayne Anonymous. Totally missed the sleep. Alright, let's see here. ELG. It's even bald new headcanon accepted. Alright, up next is Grop. And Grop, seeing what's going on here, is going to move on down here to 15. And we'll say finishes their turn over here, moving through their friend. And how far away are we? Alright, so next target is 90 feet away. They are using a short bow, so let's see what happens here. Probably a disadvantage, not a big deal. The short bow is 80. Yes, unfortunately that is just too far away, so the first couple attacks will be at disadvantage, but we'll see what happens here. This should roll at disadvantage, and sure enough it is, with a base 8 as the arrow goes flying and misses Aimer, our Redcap. Second attack at disadvantage for the range is going to be another miss of 14 total, and then finally we have, another base 5 with 11 total. All 3 attacks from Grop are missed as the Redcap is easily able to just kind of dance out of the way with their iron boots. Maybe a couple of the arrows actually hit the iron boots, and you just hear like this horrible sound of metal hitting metal. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, Lucanoptech. Hey, glad I was finally able to catch a stream right after I joined the Discord too. Neat. Yes, thank you for joining up to watch the stream, Lucan. And we are halfway through round 1 so far. So, why is our Redcap got some damage already? Oh, it looks like, the first 2 hits actually did hit. I thought those were misses. My bad. So attacks number 1 and 2 actually did do damage of 9 and 6. Totally missed that part. And then the final attack at disadvantage did hit. I don't know why I thought they didn't hit. Man, that was silly of me. If the Quickling gives disadvantage on attacks, you may as well just shoot it from long range anyways. This is, definitely. Well, yeah, I'm splitting the difference here since, they're all kind of suddenly being attacked, so they don't know really what's quite going on at the moment. They haven't had anyone tell them to coordinate attacks or anything. Up next is Fusilis as we end Grop's turn, and Fusilis here is our Spellslinger for the Unseeli. And we have Burning Hand, Scorching Ray, and Hellish Rebuke. So she hasn't been hit for Hellish Rebuke, but we do have Scorching Ray and Burning Hands, or the Firebolt cantrip. So we have 30 feet we can move, so we'll go ahead and gingerly walk up and avoid stepping on any of the water here, because, looks like she's a fire fae of some form. Interesting monster choice, by the way. I really like Theros as a setting. Unfortunately, have not had the chance to try it yet. I haven't tried it either. I did listen to one podcast do it as they were starting out with a couple alternate things for rules and whatnot, but I just kind of got bored of it, unfortunately, so I stopped listening, sadly. Don't even know what it is, or remember what it is. Alright, so we have our spell here of Scorching Ray, and that's 120 feet. How far away? Let's see here. How far away is the Naiad? Because, fire and water. 75 feet? Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. She's going to shoot in between the two and is going to attempt to attack. So I'm going to give our Naiad over here a little bit of half cover. Just in case. But, fire and water, they're going to definitely attack each other. Oh, who did I just give that to? There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and have our Naiad attack with the Scorching Ray. Create 3 rays of fire and hurl them. Okay. I can target up to 3 creatures if I want to, but, just going to attack the fire elemental. Why not? Okay, so the first attack unfortunately misses. The second attack, this might be a waste of a spell, but whatever. Second attack with the ray is going to also be a miss of +4 and 2. And then one final ray is going to be, oh boy, that's a natural 20. Oh dear. So we have a total of 26 to hit Fusilis here. And we're going to go ahead and roll 2d6 and do that one more time. So we've got a 10 and a total of 9. So 19 points of fire damage as the spell goes flinging through here. Now let's just double check something since our stuff isn't working quite that well. No resistances or immunities to cold or fire, which is kind of interesting. And she'll just take straight up 19 points of fire damage. And wow, she is already wounded from the fire attack of our Oread here. CR4. Don't mess around with that. Ancient Greece, Rome basically definitely has the flavor to it. Also like the cosmology of it. It's a world from Magic the Gathering. Ah, yes. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Wayne. Alright, so Fluvis has been wounded severely. And we will go ahead and move on. Let me go ahead and... Can I drop that from here? No, I can't get that. Okay. Go ahead and drop the half cover. Now that that attack's done, and we move on to Ruvin here. So, as I was pointed out, we have the sleep spell. So we'll go ahead and use, or check on that to see what the range is. And the range is 90 feet, so easily Ruvin is going to go ahead and see about casting sleep, maybe on the whole area if it's feasible. From up here, Ruvin goes ahead and casts the sleep spell. Looks like they're just out of range of each other, so we're going to go ahead and have Zemo. Is that Zemo? Zeno, excuse me. Zeno having cast sleep on it. Oh wow, that is huge. I don't know why that spell graphic is so big. It dealt it damage for some reason. Alright, let's undo the damage here because that does not supposed to kill him. Let's see here. Let me double check that. Thank you, ELG. Features. Invisible in water. Not necessarily fully immersed in the water. Partly out because she was speaking with the other Seelie court members. So we have the Naiad is invisible while fully immersed in water. And can breathe air and water. So now, but we do have the magic resistance. Has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. That's not going to help because that was a straight attack there. So yeah. All right. So no worries about that. Thank you, ELG, for the prompt. Unfortunately, it doesn't apply here. And we have 30 points of, yeah, easily puts the Quickling to sleep. So the Quickling is definitely going to go to sleep. So we'll go ahead and take care of that. Let's see here. Sleep. No sleep effects, huh? All right. Do we have anything here for effects? Let's see real quick. What would be... Oh, there we go. Unconscious, asleep. Perfect. There we go. So our little Quickling has been put to sleep because they only had 3 hit points left. And with that, the spell effect fades. And Reuven is now concentrating on sleep. And we'll go ahead... Oop, I am unfortunately putting in another spell effect. So Reuven will go ahead and move over to here roughly and get behind Grop as he waits for his next thing to do. Alright, up next is Fluvis, who has taken some nasty damage here. Let's see what Fluvis can do. Spellbook. Fly, Hypnotic Pattern, and Phantasmal. Phantasmal Force, I believe that is. Alright, 30-foot cube. Let's see what Fluvis will do. She'll probably keep to the water. And she can swim 30 feet, so it'll be a combination of a few things. So she's going to come over here. And let's see here. How far is Hypnotic Pattern? 120 feet. Oh, yeah. Okay, so she can easily go over there. And... is it 75 feet? Yeah. Oh, yeah, easily. Okay. And she's going to go ahead and cast Hypnotic Pattern on the Oread and the Redcap. So let's see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and cast that spell. Oh, look at that. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, interesting. I was actually trying to just zoom in. All right, there we go. Putting the the Hypnotic Pattern down. And let's see what happens here. We have a Hypnotic Pattern with a DC 14 from Fluvis, our Naiad. Aimer fails with a 9, and Fusilis succeeds with a 20 because of advantage. So now because of this, Aimer is incapacitated. Let's see if I can... no, I can't... Nah, I can't do that. Oh, I like that ability. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated. Alright, so we gotta go ahead and put in charmed and incapacitated. There we go. Our Redcap is now charmed and incapacitated. She's made out of gamer girl bathwater. Oh no. That's really funny. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of this spell effect here. And actually, I probably should have left that. Yeah, good. I can leave it there. Oh, it did it again. Cool. Alright, so then. That ends Fluvis' turn, and Fluvis doesn't really have any movement left, so she's still partly in the water. She couldn't really hide. So unfortunately, she's not invisible. And we will go on to Aimer here, who is incapacitated. The spell ends on a Hypnotic Pattern if they take any damage, or if someone uses an action to shake them out of the stupor. So, Aimer can't do anything right now. Kind of stuck. Waiting on us. Yes, I have seen the Heliod spoiler. Seemed like many planes won't be in the same as before. Okay. Alright, so Aimer unfortunately is incapacitated and charmed and can't go anywhere, so that's the end of round 1. And as we come to the top of round 2, we're going to go ahead here and do a little something on the Monster vs. Monster I like to do, which came out of nowhere for, D100 check to see if something interesting happens. So let's go ahead and roll and see what we get. Oh, Oh, so close. That was so close to like a round 1 ender. But we have a 7 here, folks, and the 7 is not going to do it. I was looking for 100, and we were so close to that 100. So, back to the top of round 1. Zeno is asleep and, well, can't really do anything. That's it. They're unconscious, and yeah, until the spell and subtract each... Yeah, they're just asleep. So, Zeno can't do anything. Kailu's up next, who is going to, I guess, go over and attack Fusilis, maybe. Or maybe try and put her asleep. Let's see what happens here. This could be over pretty quick here, folks. Yeah, lucky 7. Alright, so Kailu's going to come over and attempt to put Fusilis to sleep. So let's see what happens here. Go ahead and get the spells up. Going to cast Sleep. And we get another spell effect here. No Hellish Rebuke. Don't need to worry about that. We're going to go ahead and revert the damage. And that's going to be 14 total points of hit points to put the person to sleep. So let's see here. Do we have it? Oh no. We definitely do not have enough to put Oread to sleep here. And unfortunately, the sleep spell has no effect. So Kailu is going to go ahead and back up another space, because I think they had about one more space worth. And then we will go ahead and end the turn for Kailu. Up next is Maul, and seeing that the Quickling has been put to sleep, and that we also have these ones here in the back, Maul's going to go ahead, after I get rid of that spell effect, Maul's going to go ahead and move over to here, 20 feet, and then try to attack Fusilis, who is well within range, 50 feet easily, and goes in for 3 short bow attacks. Attack number 1 is a base of 17 with a 23 total. That's going to be 8 points of piercing damage, and sure enough, Fusilis points a finger at Maul and says, "You dare touch me!" and Hellish rebukes him. And that's going to be a total of 19 points of fire damage as he is Hellish rebuked. Let's see here. Didn't take the damage, so we'll go ahead and take that 19 points of damage. And, whew, wow, that was a lot of damage to Maul, who is on death's door. Well, he's already taken a couple points of damage. And we will go ahead and continue the attack here. So, Maul is going to finish up his attacks. 2 more arrow strikes. That's going to be a 4, which misses, total of 10, and a final short bow attack. And that's going to be a 7, which also misses Fusilis. So, Maul moved, what was that, 10, 20 feet, and is probably going to back up another 10 feet to keep as much distance from Fusilis as possible. Damn, that Oread is no joke. For real, Wayne Anonymous, for real. Alright, so, that's the end of Kailu and Maul's turn. Now we're up next is Grop. Oop, grab the wrong person, and Grop is going to come on over here and move up to also try and attack Fusilis. 3 short bow attacks. Later, base 9 to hit, total of 15, and that's another miss. Then we also have another short bow attack as they are working on Fusilis. Total of 21 to hit for 8 points of damage. And unfortunately, Fusilis used her reaction on the first Hellish Rebuke and can't do it anymore. And then finally we have a fail on that final attack as the third attack is rolled with a 1 for a total of 7, sadly. If he gets cut in half, do we get to call him Darth Maul? Oh, please. Please do it. Alright, so that's Grop's turn. Up next is Fusilis here. And Fusilis is mighty angry, as, you know, Fire Fae should be. And we're going to take a look here at the Burning Hands. 15-foot cone, so let's just see what a 15-foot cone would look like. Let's see here. 15 feet is not going to cut it for anything spectacular. What is it doing? Did she just take damage again? What is happening right now? Alright, well, once it's done figuring out what it's doing here, I was hoping to maybe do a flaming or burning hands, but they are just too far apart, so that's not going to do anything. Alright, and then what else does she have? The ability to do Scorching Ray has already been used. How much damage is that going to be? 3d6? It could still be worthwhile. All right. So, moving along, we'll have Fusilis come on up here 25 feet and go ahead and do a Burning Hands on Kailu. Might as well. I mean, I'd like to do more, but she can't really make it. All right. First Burning Hands to see how this comes out. There we go. All right, nice 15-foot cone and a big old flame, bursty fire. And that's going to be, ooh, looks like Kailu had advantage on the attack. It's only 10 points of fire damage. And with a 16, he's easily able to avoid taking the DC 14 dex save and only takes 5 points of fire damage. It could ELG with the badly misses. If I was doing some kind of like a critical fail chart, then I would roll on that or do something. But with a critical fail, I don't bother with the fail tables because that just makes the game worse for anyone on the receiving end. So sadly, yeah, I don't do anything with that. It's just let you know that it was a critical fail. All right, so nothing too expensive or fun happens with the Burning Hands, unfortunately. I get rid of the template. And she backs up a little bit because she might be getting a little in over her head now that her attacking members here are, a little incapacitated. All right, up next is Reuven, who is... Where is Reuven hiding? Ah, back here. He can't really do too terribly much, so he's going to come on down over to here. And then probably spend another 30 feet to get up over to here and start to look into the idea of maybe healing. I think they can heal, right? Cure wounds. Yes, they can, but it has to be touch. So unfortunately, he won't be able to do any kind of healing at the moment. Might be able to get Maul and the Naiad with Burning Hands. Yeah, if I had the range to get there and movement, totally could have, but unfortunately, she only has 30 feet of movement, so Fusilis couldn't make it to get that Burning Hands going. Alright, so that's Reuven's turn. Double move to get over to his team members up here to try and help and heal. Fluvis is up next, and she is... What is she? She's concentrating on Hypnotic Pattern. She could fly. And let's see here. She has the Psychic Touch, but that's unfortunately only a touch attack and can't really do too much with how badly injured she is. So she's actually going to dip down into the water and become invisible. So she just kind of dives out of the way for the time being. And we'll go on a dodge action as well as she disappears under the water. Alright, just in case someone gets a little uppity to get her. Alright, after that, last up is Aimer, who is still stuck in the whole, being dazzled by the hypnotic pattern. I gotta double check something here. What is her multi-attack? Can attack twice with the firebolts. Okay. Yeah, so a firebolt attack on Zeno might be deadly, but against Aimer could help get him out of there. Alright, so that's the bottom of round 2, as the Unseeli are not really looking too good. I wasn't quite sure how this would turn out, and so far, not the greatest. Alright, at the top of round 3, we're going to go ahead and roll our D100 check to see if something crazy happens. And with that, we'll see where we go. Oh, only an 11! Not looking like we'll have our mystery event happen tonight here, folks. So with 11, nothing happens as the Unseeli and Seelie battle it out here in this strange little skirmish. Top of round 3, Zeno is still zonked out and snoozing away. So we will skip over his turn. And up next is Kailu, who is a little annoyed about being, burnt and crispied, considering they kind of look like... they might also be hay or wheat of some sort, and is going to back up and try to protect Maul. So let's see here, 25 feet, dashes over and is going to attempt and heal on Maul. Cure wounds. All right, and we are using that to heal for not a lot. 6 points of 6 points of healing, but it's still something, and it's better than nothing. So that's going to be Kailu's turn, and he's going to shift away a little bit. Up next is Maul, who's going to go ahead and take a couple attacks at Fusilis, being annoyed about being attacked, and we'll go ahead and shoot off a couple short bow attacks. So, base 17, that's a total of 23 to hit, which will deal 7 points of piercing damage to Fusilis. Attack number 2 is going to be a base 11, total of 17, another hit as the short bow hits and wounds Fusilis, and then a final attack of base 8, which looks like that should miss. Yes, indeed, it does miss Fusilis. And then next up is Grop, who are basically the guardians, I guess, of this little band of Seelie here. And we'll go ahead and also attack Fusilis as well. So, 3 more short bow attacks. And that's going to be a base 14, total of 20 for 8 piercing damage. Another attack of 14, total of 20. Oh, that's coming from the wrong person, but, you know, still the same thing. 8 more points of piercing damage, and then, let's see here. What are they? They're chaotic neutral. Okay, yeah, they're not really going to care about her being knocked out. They're Seelie. Okay, and then the final attack is going to be a base 19, almost a critical hit, and that's going to be the end of Fusilis. And as that happens, with both Zeno and Amer unconscious or knocked out, that's where we're going to end here, folks. This was a nice and quick battle of Seelie versus Unseeli. The Seelie definitely had the numbers here of, at least 6 attacks, even though everyone else didn't really apply too much in the way of offenses. The defensive help of putting people to sleep and also, you know, knocking them unconscious definitely helped as well. And we're going to end here as we get to, as we end out round 3 in the middle here. They will round up this skirmish here and take these 2 prisoner and report back to their Seelie court to figure out what to do with these 2. All right, there we go. We are ending it with a Seelie victory. And ending the poll here, we had, looks like a split of 44% voting for the Seelie, 44% voting for the Wicked Witch of the South, and 11% only voting for the Unseeli. And unfortunately, because of that control magic, it really became one-sided, sadly. And the encounter CR definitely was skewed very quickly, even though, you know, things shifted the way they did. All right, so there we have it here tonight, folks. This was a nice quick one as the Seelie were able to, you know, deal with the Unseeli very, very quickly and under, you know, handedly. More than likely, what we'll also see is that Fusilis will be healed and they will all be captured to dealt with. Yes, very nice and very clean. So as for the business here, the let's see here. The virtual tabletop of choice is Foundry VTT. I love Foundry. You can check down below in the description for all the links there. I love using it. I used it ever since I swapped away from Roll20, and I will never go back. Yes, you shouldn't have mentioned Sleep, Wayne Anonymous. Totally skewed the balance here. The battle map is by Che and Peku. You can check them out at patreon.com/Che and Peku. Excellent battle maps there. Love their battle maps. All the monster names were from fantasynamegenerator.com. And the spell effects and the attack effects were by JB2 as well. You can support them. They give you everything to use for free. And then if you want to change the spell effects, you can get them, support them on Patreon as well. And then you can get different colored spell effects and whatnot, which are really nice to look at. Yes, exactly, Lucan. The power of control spells, for sure. Defensive casters for the win here. And ELG, yeah, CR doesn't take into account crowd control, which is probably the system's biggest failing. Yeah, I definitely have to agree there. That's why I always say a lot of people, like, who is it? I see a few YouTubers there that always talk about control magic and never using it on players because it just ruins the fun. And, you know, it also really skews the battle. So it's more of just good tactics and a lot of offenses and defenses. But if you start taking people out of the balance here, then forget it. So, like, for instance, our Quickling here is a CR1, and our Redcap is a CR3, so that's 4 gone. So then it quickly became a CR8 versus a CR4 battle. And with 3 attacks here, 3 attacks here, and then if the other ones were able to get up and do their multi-attacks, we're looking at 2, I think, was it 2 for all of them? 2, 2, 2, so that's 6, 9, 12... 12 attacks versus what we got, 2 here, 3 for the Quickling, so 5, and then the multi-attack here, 3, so 3, 6, 8 versus 12 attacks. Yeah, the Seelie definitely had the advantage. Something Treant Monk God Wizard. Yeah, exactly. Treant Monk was definitely probably someone who talked about never using control spells to knock players out of the game because it's just boring and sad. And yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Evil Lord Gravy, Lucanoptech, Wayne Anonymous, Hair Doctor. Who else here? I'd like to go through and make sure I wish everyone awesome thank yous for joining. You guys have been amazing, so thank you so much for joining me for this week's very short but fun Monster vs. Monster. And if anyone else is watching this as a video on demand later on and got all the way to the end of this short video, you're amazing as well. Thank you so much for watching. And this is me, Andrew, for the D&D CR Exposed YouTube channel, asking the question, are your encounters even rated? Thank you all so much, everyone, and I wish you a great night, a great day, or a great afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll catch you, hopefully, tomorrow with some more Ever Sidequesters venturing into Pathfinder's Beginner Box, Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So come on by tomorrow as we do more adventuring and dungeon delving there. And then, if not, I'll catch you next week with more Monster vs. Monster. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. I'll see you later.